According to Emerge Center Against Domestic Abuse, about 16 people seek help from domestic violence every day in Tucson, and 6,000 people enter shelters every year. In November 2017, some declared a domestic violence epidemic within the community. While there are a number of support services offered within the community, such as Emerge and self-defense instruction, here's what this Tucson official is doing to help end domestic violence in Tucson.
So probably the most important thing we can do individually as community members is to, if we know there's a situation going on next door or with a relative or with a friend, is to either talk to that person and direct them to get help, maybe even walk them to help, or if necessary, even report. Another reason that I think we're seeing more reporting of incidents is that for too long people would know that something was going on in a household and just say, that's not my problem. But it is your problem. Right. If it's your friend, if it's your family member. So we do a number of things. One, we have trained our Tucson Police Department officers in new methods of dealing with domestic violence when you come to a scene. We have passed an ordinance that requires that if there's a domestic violence incident, there's going to be a separation. Somebody's going to be taken into custody. Too often in the past, police officers all across the country would go to a scene. It might be a scene that they'd been at 3 or 4 times before, and there comes a point where the officers too get frustrated, and so they were, just telling people to calm down, and then once they thought they had a scene calm, they were leaving. And we've learned that that really isn't the appropriate way to deal with it. The other thing we have in the city is a domestic violence court, so we actually can channel those domestic violence cases into a judge who deals only with that kind of case, prosecutors and public defenders who deal with only those kind of cases, and have some support services at the courthouse so that the abuser can be required as a condition of release or probation to do certain or engage with certain agencies, whatever the problem may be. There needs to be more resources dedicated to have more than one Emerge, to have more than one training program for our first responders, and to have more available. It's going to take us a while to get out of the scarcity model, and there are lots of priorities, but I think the other thing that we can do as a community is raise the level of priority for domestic violence.